And we're live.
And we're live. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm, working off some back pain. It doesn't say that we're live on YouTube. Are we live on YouTube?
I just pushed it, so there's probably a
Oh, we're
little bit
live.
of delay.
We're live. Let's let the hordes and the masses get in there, dude.
Boom, we're
I gotta
live.
turn my sound off. All right, dude. So, hey, I don't know if you heard, but last D23 Expo, which is the big Disney Expo that they have in Anaheim every year, they announced for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland, they were going to be introducing a new show in the Abraham Lincoln Theater that was going to include an audio animatronic of Walt Disney. Did you hear about this?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard anything about Disney in a long
So the
time.
reason it's relevant this week is because Disney announced like we're going to push it back a couple months. It was supposed to come out in May. Now they're going to push it to the actual 70th anniversary, which is July 17th of this year. And I started to wonder why. Disney for like the last 20 years has been doing this thing called the Living Character Initiative. And what it is it's like fully autonomous animatronics, meaning there's nobody controlling the animatronic, there's no computers controlling the animatronic. It's AI in animatronic robot form that interact. A few years ago, they had a thing called Destiny at D23. I can still hear myself in those headphones. Just I don't know
I
if it's the headphones or am I too loud in the headphones? Maybe I don't know. Um. Anyway, I can hear it really loud though.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you have feedback somewhere because I have it to maybe 20% in my headphones and I can barely hear you, so I can't imagine.
Okay, I just turned off Discord. That okay, let go. Move your. Okay, I think that fixed it. I think it was Discord. I think you're right. So anyway, they had a thing about I don't know 10 years ago that was this thing called Destiny, totally like autonomous animatronics, right? So I was wondering if with this new Walt animatronic, if this new Walt animatronic is not going to be fully AI, and I wonder if they're pushing it back because maybe the Walt in this animatronic that they're going to put in the show isn't too happy with modern Disney, dude.
Do you think they would like think they would like program in his personality and everything and
Oh,
then
I fully expect all of the dialogue and everything to be AI generated. I mean, I'm sure they'll take like because there's a lot of recordings of Walt Disney's from the 40s, 50s,
yeah.
60s. So I'm sure they'll take stuff from like maybe stuff that was never recorded, but it's supposed to be the story of his life. So I'm sure that they're using his voice as like the model for
Yeah.
AI. But would it be hilarious if he was like, "Look, I think the parks have gone to shit, and I think that I saw Captain America: Brave New World, and it was terrible. The MCU has lost a step, and I think we should just burn this whole thing to the ground."
Do you
I don't
think he
know.
would actually be a fan of the fact that Disney took that? Because like although Disney back in his days, they used to take like from a lot of like German storytelling and stuff. So it wasn't all like their own handcrafted stories. But I feel like do you think he would be a fan of us or Disney rather obtaining all of these other properties from other people and making it their own?
I'm glad you brought that up because that's kind of the discourse online. Is a lot of like half the Disney fan base, and you've called me a Disney adult. I'm not a Disney adult. I grew up in Anaheim,
But
so I love.
there was a time that you and I were talking about making our own shirts and being one of those Disney
Yeah,
gangs.
and that said I'm with Dopey, and it pointed to you, and then
Yeah,
and then you said I'm with Big Hog, and it was me, and
big
then
hog.
and then we decided against it, thank God, because we would have never lived that down.
Well, I made the
But
shirt.
the discourse is like half the people think that it's cool and half the people think that it's morbid. I think that Walt Disney would have found that extremely cool. I think Walt Disney would
Yeah,
have loved where we're at. I think controversial time. I think Walt Disney would have loved Elon Musk, dude.
really.
And because Elon Musk is kind of embodying what Walt Disney wanted. If you watch
Yeah,
stuff before he died, like Epcot, what Epcot was supposed to be wasn't a theme park. It was supposed to be a literal community. And that utilized all the modern transportation, people movers, monorails, all that shit that ended up in the park was actually like prototype stuff for stuff that he wanted to build in this prototype community of tomorrow. It's experimental prototype community of tomorrow is what Epcot stood for. So I think Disney made a mistake. The company, after he died, they sat back for 10, 20 years and went, what would Walt do? And I don't think like you can run a company like that.
yeah.
But I think Walt Disney would think it was extremely cool. I think there's something cool about having an animatronic, which he kind of, that era, dude. when Disney in the 50s and 60s, after Disneyland was built and became what it was, because they didn't know, like, Disneyland could have very well have ended up being a complete failure, but it didn't, and it ended up becoming what it was. And so Walt, like, amassed a lot more wealth after that, and he had a thing amongst Disney called WED, which was stood for Walter Elias Disney, and or it was Wedway, sorry, Wedway, and it was basically his think tank for Imagineering, and it was all this stuff that was separate from like the corporate suits in his company that would tell him no, and his brother, because his brother was the money guy. So the money guy's always like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're wasting money."
Disney,
And
like, although was the money maker, he still, as far as I know, like he was down to waste all the money possible to make some future
yeah,
civilization, pretty much, right?
and he was an absolute futurist. So his
Yeah.
thing was like he would accomplish one thing, get bored of it, put it to the side, and look to what was the next thing, which is Epcot. You know, like after Disneyland, he's like, "Cool, I can do this." Like, boom, let's build a community and like let's go to the future that we've imagined, right? And so that's why I love him, because I think he really was this like really unique person, and like his creativity and his mind and his animator mind, I think he tried to put into the real world. But like coming off the World War II, all the guys that he hired as Imagineers, guys that they just developed stuff that didn't exist. Animatronics did not exist. I mean, they did it in a primitive form, but not like how they did it. And so like he hired all these guys that were like, he would take animators that had these special skills, and all of those guys in that the Greatest Generation were like handy with electronics and like all this stuff, and they were fascinated by science and sci-fi and all this stuff. So he developed the animatronic, and I think it's cool. I think it comes full circle, and I don't think Disney has like new ideas, so I think it's cool. But I'm wondering if the AI version of Walt isn't too happy with the way the company's run overall. I think like Walt, if he saw how big Disney became as like a corporate conglomerate, I don't think he'd be too stoked about that. I think that would be something that he would be like, "What are you doing?" Because you're taking the experience of it, and you're like, his thing is like create new things, don't just like regurgitate. Like he didn't want to do sequels. Like he was against doing sequels because he's like, why? We've already shown you that. Let's do something new. So anyway, I just thought that was an interesting story, relevant to the times. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I will be in Orange County in March to go to Disneyland.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I'm not gonna, obviously this isn't gonna be ready by then, but looking forward to seeing what that is. And I hope AI Walt goes off the rails, dude, and just starts really giving his thoughts on what he thinks of modern.
Yeah, it seems kind of scary. I'm sure there's safeguards to make sure he doesn't like go full anti-Semite.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I do have questions because I wonder if, because a lot of the AI general intelligence stuff, they just type in something and then that AI scours the internet for everything
right.
possible. So I wonder if it is true that like he came to life and he was unhappy with where Disney is. I wonder if that's based off of all the articles of people saying Walt would be unhappy if he saw Disney today.
Well, there's also, I mean, like, Walt Disney is one of the most chronicled people in the world, and like
Yeah.
everything is known about him pretty much. I mean, that he like, the trope about he was an anti-Semite and
Yeah,
like
it's
a
just
racist
silly.
and all this stuff. I actually got an opportunity to sit down because I wrote a movie that I got the filmmakers to cast Floyd Norman, who's the first black animator for the Disney company.
Wow.
And this dude was an ardent, like my best experience from making that movie and writing that movie was one, him complimenting the script, and two, they're in between shots just sitting down and talking to him about, because he would refer to Walt Disney as the old man. It was like a first person account of who he was.
That's great.
And he's written essays, dude. He's defended Song of the South. He's like, and I asked him, I said, why don't they put Song of the South on Disney Plus? You could have like a panel of black artists or black filmmakers, and you could discuss it. You could discuss the things that are controversial, things that are offensive, and you could have two different perspectives. And he said something that was really profound. And he goes, yeah, but you're assuming that this corporation is going to take a risk that they don't have to take.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, like, yeah, that's a really good point. I'm thinking out of it as a consumer or somebody that's not connected, but they're so worried about the bottom line, and they're worried about offending a certain segment of the
But
population.
that's kind of the problem, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think if you have a guy who literally wrote an op-ed, I think for the New York Times, I don't quote me on that, I don't remember what publication, but it was a big publication because there was a lot of internet stuff about how Walt was a racist, and his thing was like Walt was not a racist. His whole thing was like, if you were good, that's all he cared about. Like he
Yeah.
didn't, he hired women as Imagineers, and Mary Blair was she was the one that designed all the Small World stuff and all the murals. Going off on a complete tangent that I did not plan to do, but here we are.
Yeah, you're not a Disney adult.
Dude, I love the history of how that park was built, specifically Disneyland. You know what I mean? And growing up in Anaheim, as you know, you're growing up in the shadow of that place because it's one of the, if the top 10 largest tourist things ever. So you kind of grow up in it, and you kind of from a really young age, or at least I did, because my parents had a little bit of money. You would look at these things when you're young, too young to process what they were, and so you're like, whoa. Part of it was like, this is kind of creepy, and then another thing, it created a fascination. So that's where I'm at on it. If that makes me a Disney adult, now I'm not going to go buy a $50 popcorn sipper, or I'm not going to start a pin collection, or I'm not going to go and buy
keep pins out of this, dude.
The new merch that's rolled out. Oh, I know, dude. I know pins. You were. You're more of a Disney adult than I am, dude.
Yeah, well, back in our 20s, it was we all had the pass, and it was pretty much a free thing to do every week.
There was a certain time you could go to downtown Disney, you could go to the hotel, you could go to Disneyland, and it was expensive off the top, but it would give you something to do for a year, and you could go and experience it. That's the cool thing about Disneyland is like I'm such a like I could go on Haunted Mansion 80 times and just look at everything, because like I always describe Disneyland as, it's a tourist trap, it's a way to make money for this corporation, whatever. But Disneyland itself, and I'm not even talking about Walt Disney World necessarily, but Disneyland itself, one is like literally Walt Disney stepped foot in that place, and two, it's literally a living art exhibit that changes with the times, yes, but you have stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion that are pretty much what they were from 1960, 6 to 69 when they opened up. And so to me, it's like a connection to the past, and I love all those artists. Remember we went and met Rolly Crump when he did the Seekers of the Weird. I think that was what it was called, right? Seekers of the Weird,
the comic book series based off
that was it was loosely based on his Museum of the Weird, which was supposed to be included with the original, and then Walt died, and they were like, nah, sorry, Rolly, we're get out of here.
So sad, dude. And
all those dudes,
I feel the same every time we used to go to Disneyland. I loved the fact that there were still aspects of the park that were original. And then, I worked there. Working there is actually when I came across the whole pin thing. I like that Disney has, like, people go to Disneyland to go on the rides and experience the theme park, but there's so many layers to everything. There's so many hidden things. Like I've been to Club 33 twice. And that, I love the fact that, like, if you didn't know what that was, you would have no idea that it existed.
For sure. And there's been like
the same thing.
For me, it's like I went in the early 90s up till, last year when we lived there. And so I got to see it in all these different iterations. And, there's stuff that I lament that has gone away, but then there's other stuff that it's like, I also understand, like, the only way that place stays open is if you sell plushies and t-shirts, and people want to see what the new thing is. But I would love to see them return to a place of like, because Pirates and Haunted Mansion both were original ideas that they created, and I would love to see more of that and less of the IP. It will never be that way again, because I don't think it could survive. But that's why it has such a fan base. And then with the introduction of Disney vloggers, that has sent it over the edge, and that is what has made it kind of the sycophancy that you see around Disney today as a result of those things. So
I'm
really cool.
Anyway, you never did that.
Did what, vlog?
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not my bag, dude. Like it's it's cool. There's some vloggers that I enjoy. Like I enjoy getting that little Disney fix by watching them. But it's like those people are like there's a different level of like they're addicted to Disney.
Yeah.
And they're addicted to they'll defend everything. Things can be. I'll look at stuff and go like, oh, that's shit. And that's not good. They shouldn't have done that. People that are these Disney vloggers a lot of times will not bite the hand that feeds, and everything Disney does, they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
It's part of the job, I think.
And it's just really not. Like there's stuff, the modern Imagineer set doesn't like, into the 80s and 90s, those Imagineers were all, they were shepherded, and they were, what's it called when you like, almost like an apprenticeship with that first run of Imagineers. Yeah. So there was this kind of, there was this respect on another level where they kept the same ideas. Maybe it advanced technologically, maybe it advanced somebody like a guy named Tony Baxter, who literally sold popcorn in the park because he just wanted to be at Disneyland, and then became like one of the head Imagineers. He's the guy who did Splash Mountain. He created, Thunder Mountain. And when he created Splash Mountain, he basically stepped on a bunch of toes of the old Imagineers because, and he was like, I didn't know, like, I didn't want to do that, but that's the world that we were kind of living in. So it's cool. Now it's like, well, this is going to be Star Wars. So, and Rise of Resistance is a great ride. It doesn't really have repeatability, I've found.
Okay.
Like Haunted Mansion, like I can go on that 1,000 times and never get sick of it. And I just think how cool it was. The guy who wrote the songs for Pirates and Haunted Mansion was like 19 and never wrote songs. And Walt was like, "You're writing these songs." He's like, "Okay." And he wrote, or the script for the ghost host at the beginning, like, "Your cadaverous pallor betrays an aura of foreboding," like all this like just beautiful artistic stuff that they would never do now. In fact, I read a thing that there's a strong rumor that Disney's trying to pull the hanging man from the stretching room in Haunted Mansion because it's too triggering. And yeah, it's like that's the world we live in, and that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, dude, if people have been able to handle it, like I take my kids.
Yeah.
I took my youngest when she was 2 on that ride. She was freaked out by it, but not because there's a guy hanging. No kids looking up there going, "Well, that guy was depressed and committed suicide. I wonder if he was on antidepressants."
It like that whole ride, the whole concept is supposed to be like, it's innocent fun, but it is supposed to have like an eerie kind of take.
100%.
And that's the one thing that like actually is kind of scary for a kid and thrilling. So they go through, and it's just like, it's a shitty, like, it, as a little kid, you just see it and you're like, oh my God, there's a hanging person up there. But
and that's, to your point, that's literally, it took them years from when they announced that ride to when it actually got built. Literally got built. Maybe it was Pirates. Pirates was definitely built after Walt had died. He laid out kind of like, originally Pirates was going to be a walk-through wax museum, and then they created the animatronics for the World Fair, and Walt went, "Nah, this is it." Like, and they had to figure out a way to get that many people through the ride, which is why you're in a boat. But they couldn't figure out the right thing because there was the struggle. It's like you had Mark Davis, who's I think he's one of Walt's 9 old men, they call them, but he is more funny. Like, he created, like, if you see the artwork for it of his concept designs, that's the wacky. And then you had, I think it was Yale Gracie, who wanted the more macabre. And the cool thing, like, all the like ghosts you see, like the ballroom where they're dancing, that is literally technology from the 1800s, that when he was a boy, he was into magic and sleight of hand and optical illusions. And that's an optical illusion that's called the Pepper's Ghost, where basically you're shining a light. Like, when you're up on the platform looking down into the ballroom, there is, I believe it's underneath you is where all those things are on turntables, and they're shining light into a mirror that reflects, and you're seeing the reflection of the mirror in the room. Like, stuff that, like, that's from the 1800s. That's what, like, people would roll into town and be like, "I'm a magician, I'm gonna creep you out," and people couldn't figure it out, and people call it holograms. But it's just stuff that, like, these guys, it's just the perfect time and place for all this stuff to happen. So that's like really where my love comes from. And when I was like 6th grade on, I just got obsessed, and I read books, and there was like an old like independent documentary dude named Dave O'Neill that got the crap suit out of him by Disney, but his stuff is now on YouTube, so I guess that's a loophole. But it's called the Extinct Attractions Club, and you could pay, I think it was like $30 a month for his documentaries, and he worked in the industry, so he knew how to do all this. You watch him now and you're like, whoa, this is rough, but it's information. He interviewed all these guys that are now no longer alive, and it just, like, it was so cool, dude. And like, I'll send you one when we're done.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be listening to this, go check them out. Extinct Attractions Club. You'll be defying Disney because they do not want you to, or at least at the time, this was like, 15 years ago now. So who knows how they really feel about it. I think Disney's really kind of loosened their grip because all the vloggers and everything is free advertising.
Yeah. It just promotes. So I always thought that was strange. I guess, like, to go back to what you're saying earlier, the fact that those Disney vloggers don't bite the hand that feeds, it makes sense because they do get partnerships, and I imagine they get kickbacks from Disney, even in the sense of like, okay, well, you get a free pass for doing this, and you get these like food credits, I would imagine, because they really don't. They don't.
Oh, wow. They all pay for, like, the way I understand it, they all pay for their stuff. The thing is they get the kickbacks they get is they get invited to events or new openings, and they give them access to things to cover because it gives them content, but it also is one free large
Just a
advertisement
hype train, dude.
that Disney doesn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
It's a win-win, but they for a long time had a grip on everything because they were trying to control, they were trying to control an image that I don't think Disney, almost to a flaw now, doesn't try to control enough. So things have kind of swung back the other way. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. And that, that's why I love Knott's Berry Farm too. A lot of crossover between Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm to the point of where Walt Disney and Walter Knott were boys. If you used to back in the day, I don't know if it's still in there, but in the line to get into Mrs. Knott's Chicken House, there was a like a old sign-in book from like back in the day, and like Walt Disney and his dudes' names were in there, and they would go and they would share. Yeah, but Rolly Crump, he's the one who designed Berry Tales over at Knott's. There's a Bud Hurlburt, like there's a ton of guys that worked both for Disney. Eddie Soto is one of them. He made the big clock that's at the Snoopy store. So there's a lot of crossover, right? Because it makes sense. That's probably a small world of entertainment design or theme park design.
Especially they're like 8 miles away from each other.
Totally. And everybody always thinks Disney actually put in a bid to buy them back in like, I want to say the mid to late 90s, maybe early 2000s, but the Knott family, before they sold to Cedar Fair, was in control, and they have like a ton of kids. So they had like a board of, up until Walter Knott died, the family would because the family didn't want Halloween Haunt. And the family was like, no, we're not going to do that. It doesn't keep with the image. And then Walter Knott went to an event and was like, you guys are crazy, but we're keeping this. And whatever he said was the final say.
Because that for sure keeps Knott's Berry Farm afloat every year now, right?
Dude, not only that, yes, you're 100% right. But not only that, I think Cedar Fair buying them was a very good thing for Knott's. I think that's also what has kept Knott's open and thriving, because they've also learned from Disney of like, every 2 months there's some like, oh, now it's the summer nights and you come and we have new food offerings, new like things to do. And like, that is a Disney thing. The cool thing about Knott's is like, they don't really charge you extra for those things. They charge you for food and all that stuff, but
it reinforces people buying an annual pass. Cause it's not like, oh, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, we live close. It's something for our family. They have like my friend Dane, he had a pass and the food pass, and him and his wife would go to Knott's for dinner like 3 to 4 times a week. And although it's like kind of an expensive thing to get, once you buy it, it's like, okay, what are we going to do tonight? Well, let's just go to Knott's and get dinner and kind of walk around. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's really cool.
Dude, when Callie was little, we would go. I'd take her all the time, and that's we would just go walk. I love just the ambiance and the environment of those two places. And Knott's also has a ton of history. With the
I want to look into it because I don't know much about like their origins. They do claim to be America's first theme park. Is that true?
Yeah, and it is pretty true, dude. I mean, like what Walter Knott. I mean, it started as a berry stand, literally on Beach Boulevard. That's crazy. And there's a ton of great stuff. I'll send you some stuff on YouTube.
That whole block, was that actually his farm where everything was grown? Or was it in like Riverside?
It was a farm, and they sold berries because that's Highway 39. So back in the day, it used to be, you would be going to the beach, and so here's this berry stand on the side of the road to the beach. His farm used to be out in Death Valley.
Wow.
And
really?
because the conditions of the desert were prime for boysenberries. And so he created, like, he didn't find and create the boysenberry. He like worked with the guy, and I think the guy's last name was something Boysen. And so he basically perfected it and figured out how to do it. But yeah, a lot of history, dude. A lot of good stuff on YouTube. There's this thing called shout out Expedition Theme Park, and he goes through. There's a great one he does on the whole history of Knott's Scary Farm. It's fascinating, dude.
I'd love to see that.
I'll send those to you. They're really good. He does a whole.
Was he responsible for Scion Night?
No, that was Guapo, dude. Guapo did that. El Guapo. No, they're this. We can get off the topic, but he has a Expedition Theme Park has a series on the family era of Las Vegas. He just did a documentary on the Mirage. I'm sending, dude. It's so good.
That was
like
my childhood, dude.
That's the prime years of going to Vegas for me too, and because it was the family era, And there was stuff about Vegas I never even knew existed, and it's really great series. So anyway, Expedition Theme Park, shout out, go check them out.
Heck yeah, dude.
But
Send it to me
anyway,
after
that's
this.
more info than you needed on Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm, but they're a big part of my childhood, dude. Like
Yeah.
next to that and everything else. So speaking of childhood, we got an interesting one of the first videos we ever did, which was like 4 weeks ago, but it was the ranking emo bands from when Vince and I were in high school, and that was fun. That produced a pretty good little discussion.
I learned a lot about you. I've known you for quite some time, and
Yeah, you never knew how punk rock I was,
dude. I forgot. You're such an Offspring boy. I forgot.
Well, I never knew that you were such an ardent defender of Hayley Williams and Paramore. So
I gave my reasons, dude.
you did. You didn't defend them very well. But
No.
tonight, why don't you tell the kids what we're going to be ranking and discussing, and probably full on fighting about?
I think we'll probably have a heated debate. Eli texted me this week and was saying that he wanted to do an S tier, and then he threw out the S tier for cereal. And although that sounds silly, I feel like I can get down for that, and I feel like we may have some arguments because I don't eat cereal as much anymore as an adult.
No.
But back in the day, I was a cereal boy, and I have some lists of things that are absolute gold and other things that I would never put in my mouth.
Yeah, I have some pretty I have some pretty focused and I'm opinionated, dude, about the cereal. In honor of RFK Jr. becoming the new Health and Human Services Secretary.
Yeah,
Maha. He would be disappointed in all of these picks, I'm pretty sure.
They're probably not going to exist after today.
If they do, they'll probably have some better ingredients. So that's all we can ask for. But all right, let's fire it up, dude. I'm getting excited about this, man.
This is another generic one that I found. I looked at it for a second and I was like, okay, those are good. I kind of wanted, last time I kind of tried to tailor it to kind of my needs or the emo bands, like what I thought should be in there. So this one, I didn't do that because I didn't think it was fair to kind of, yeah. So let's see.
We don't care about your needs.
Yeah. I'm used to that. All right, here we go. Set it up all beautiful too. Like I said, I looked over and it had some staples, but it had some newer things that I haven't had, and I'm sure.
Well, we need some stuff that we don't have any idea what it is.
Well, just based off of this list, I'm gonna have you pick the first one that you think is S tier, because that's gonna give me an idea of where you are in this. And where the arguments start.
Right away, my S tier number one, and I've thought a lot about this, is going to be Lucky Charms all day. All day, dude. No?
No, you're
crazy,
not a fan, dude.
You're insane.
It's the worst little marshmallows and the worst grain cereal possible, dude.
No, see, and this is actually good that we're doing this one first, because some of these cereals are multifaceted, right? It's not just about the cereal itself. It's about what's left over in the milk after the cereal has been eaten. And I think that this inspired my favorite flavor at Salt and Straw Ice Creamery, called Pots of Golden Rainbows, where it's just the marshmallows. 100% all-time favorite. A little bit more of a backstory. So this idea came to mind because my daughter does not get to eat cereal. Knowing now what we didn't know as kids, we were kids. I don't think our parents really knew how terrible this stuff was.
We were,
and
just
if they did,
poison.
It's poison.
Yeah,
it's poison. So what my daughter will get to eat every now and again, and it's like a huge treat, is like a Trader Joe's version of whatever, like the Special K strawberry and bran cereal. She loves that one. So my wife bought a box from Trader Joe's. Still not great for you, but it was definitely.
What do you mean?
Made me realize
that's healthy.
It made me realize, like, my kid will never, when she's my age, will never be nostalgic about cereal. It just will not exist for her unless she turns, grows up and just goes on benders and is like, screw you, mom and dad, I'm eating Lucky Charms.
Well, you might start that monster. What you should do for her next birthday is get her like a legit bowl of the worst, best cereal possible. Like, get her a bowl.
Well, we're gonna find out what that is.
Okay, maybe that's the end result of this, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be fucking Lucky
She's had Lucky Charms, because the funny thing is my father-in-law, my wife's husband. So my mother-in-law, shout out Kathy, is super health conscious, and dude, I've been almost married for 14 years. From day one, since knowing this woman, she has said things that I, at the time, was like, what is going on? What am I marrying into?
Yeah.
That cut to 2024, 2025, she's almost right about every single thing. And it's not only is she right, it's become a mainstream talking point.
Dude, and I remember noticing that. Like, I'm not even married to your wife and related to her, but I
for right
remember
now.
I remember first meeting her and being like, "Oh, like this, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Grass-fed butter and all this
Yeah.
stuff, dude." And then as the years went by, I was like, "Well, actually, she kind of has a point. Oh shit."
Dude, 100%. And I mean, that really does tie in with, like, I was texting with her today when RFK got nominated, and I was like, here we go. And she's like, yeah.
Dude.
But
She a fan?
she's a huge fan. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and not a Democrat. And yeah, I mean, you know, that's one of the things about this election that was different is you had, you know, people from kind of opposite ends of the spectrum who agreed about one point. You know, it's not like a lot of people weren't single issue voters, I don't think, in this last election. But anyway, so her husband, shout out Steve, will get a family sized box of Lucky Charms. So every time the kids are home, and by kids I mean like my wife and her sisters and her brother, and then their spouses, who are all the spouses are put into a place of like knowledgeable now about food. Like it made me realize how food, like, nutrition illiterate I was growing up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, not that I'm a better eater now, but I at least am conscious of like what I'm eating, and it does like dissuade me from eating certain things, but we'll nosh on some Lucky Charms. That's my S tier, dude. Lucky Charms is gonna be my number one.
So I need to figure out, like we did last time, are we gonna do it where you say it's an S tier, I say it's a trash tier? Do we go in the middle, or
do you think that Lucky Charm? Are you honestly gonna sit there?
I absolutely. I wouldn't say it's like,
oh, dude.
I wouldn't say it's bottom level, but I do. It's so funny that that's your number one pick, because that is like my number one. Like, oh, you don't understand cereal pick.
Oh my god,
because it's garbage, dude.
Listen, like and subscribe this channel. Get this video out, because I guarantee you, if I could do a poll right now, a majority of people would disagree with you, dude.
But that doesn't mean you're right.
But now I can't. But doesn't mean you're right either. And guess what? Now you set up the backdrop. I can't wait to see what you see as S tier, because it's gonna be trash.
You sure about that?
No, I mean, that's the beauty of this, right? We'll find out.
So you get your S tier, which is locked in at whatever you say. I get mine that's locked in, and then from there we'll kind of debate.
I think that's probably my strongest opinion on cereal, is that one.
That's sad, dude. Especially looking at this list. All right, so I saw it somewhere.
Right there. You passed it. All the way to the right. All the way to the right. All the way to the right. All the way to the right.
Oh, God, dude. All right. So you think what I'm going to choose is something that you're not going to like because it is the best cereal on here?
Okay, give it to me.
All right.
Give it to me, man. Sour Patch Kids.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, dude. Fantastic. Whenever I was a kid, it wasn't my favorite. There's another one here that's my favorite. But to this day, now, if I was going to choose any cereal where I'm just saying, screw it, this is the best one to taste, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Listen, good. I won't sit here and be like you and be like, it's trash, it's garbage.
Because it's not.
I was never a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They had the worst commercials. They had the worst, like you couldn't drink the milk because was nobody's
cinnamon
drinking that.
Sugar milk.
Yeah, it's not perfect. The same. It's just not the same.
Dude.
It's not the same. It's dissolve as soon as you poured the milk on it.
What you do is you have the milk next to you, and you put down enough that you're going to eat within a minute, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, but I didn't live in a trailer park, so I didn't do that. I lived as a normal middle-class American.
Lucky Charms.
No, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong, and I'm telling you that a majority of people would disagree with that.
I would think that if we did a vote, and say we had 1,000 people vote, every single person that chose your cereal, we could do a second vote of if you live in a house that's held up by bricks or not, and more than 70% of your votes would be on a bricked house. Is what I'm saying.
I don't even know what that means.
It means
so I can't argue with it.
You're trailer trash, dude.
No, I'm not trailer trash, dude.
Lucky Charms is the trailer trash.
I'm a red-blooded American boy, dude. When I eat my Lucky Charm, there's a flag waving in the wind behind me, son.
You eat it, and there's a little scent of like a possum under your bricked ass house, Just melting away, dude.
I don't know. Again, I don't know what that means, so I can't argue it. But
Right.
I love the passion. I'll give you that S tier because you gave me Lucky Charms, but that is not the best
It is
cereal.
the best one on this
All right.
list. Okay, now when you were a kid, I mean, your
Mhm.
answer is probably the same. Was it Lucky Charms, or did you have
Yes,
another one that was like a
it's a
go-to?
Lucky Charms across the board. I mean,
Really?
I have a lot that I liked, or I don't know. We'll look at this list, but
Well, I'm gonna go.
I'll try not to let my adulthood jade me,
Yeah.
make me too jaded in how I feel about them, because you'll see that like
Well, some of
there's
these
some
I've
that I
never
liked when I was a
seen.
kid, but like if I ate them in the last 10 years, there's reasons I don't like them. So let's go to the next one.
All right.
Maybe we should, for the next ones,
Yeah.
I think we should just go down the line in order so that there's not weighted either way between
I kind of
what
have
we like
another
or not.
weighted one because I want to see what you think. I want to go
Okay.
based off of like what I would get as a kid, no matter
Okay.
what, and
Sure.
that would be Fruity Pebbles. And it was heavily
Oh, dude.
contested when I was a kid between Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles won. That was
Okay.
my jam.
I'm going to say this.
Best milk?
Fruity Pebbles might be number 2 for me.
Okay. See? We're coming together.
How do you
dude.
like Fruity Pebbles and you don't like Lucky Charms? They're not,
'Cause
it's
it
like
has
nicotine
taste.
and caffeine. Like their makeup, their chemical makeup might as well be the same thing.
No,
It does the
because
same
you're
thing.
separating it. You have the cereal that has nothing on it and is just grain garbage, and then you have these marshmallows that aren't even like fluffy, dude. They're hard.
But dude,
They're
but
freeze-dried
as a kid,
marshmallows.
no, as a kid, they were coated number 1 in sugar, so get it right. But as a kid, you convince yourself like, I'm eating most of this is grain. Okay? It's part of the food pyramid. So I'm eating healthy. I'm being maha, even I don't know what it means.
I'm being Maha.
Okay. I love Fruity Pebbles,
Fruity
and I love that
Pebbles.
the Flintstones
Oh
were
yeah.
the mascots of Fruity Pebbles. And I love the way, like, when you would get a spoonful of Fruity Pebbles, that velvety clump that it made, like before it got too even then, like you let it dissolve and you let it break down, it was still good, dude.
It
And
was
you'd have
kind
to
of
like
mush, but it was still good. That was another one that you'd have to eat quick.
my answer's 2 parts. Never a fan of Cocoa Pebbles.
Me
Never
neither.
understood.
Me neither,
Never
dude.
understood why people like Cocoa Pebbles.
I don't think it's trash. I would say it's a step up, but it was. I never got it. I like
So
chocolate.
basically, what we're doing is like, when you go to like a continental breakfast and they have the like individual package, the singular packaged cereals
Yeah.
that you can choose from. Like basically, we're making a list of like what we would choose first. I would not go. I would only get Cinnamon Toast Crunch if there was nothing else available. If there's no other
When's the
option.
last time you had it? Because it is so good.
When I was a kid, and then I decided that I did not like it, and I didn't want it. I
Do you
would
like
not
cinnamon?
invest any more of my time. Of course, I like cinnamon, dude.
It's the classiest cereal, dude.
No,
I felt like a
Raisin Bran
barista
processed
whenever
cereal.
I was sipping my cinnamon milk, dude.
So I think for Cocoa Pebbles, I think we can make a choice right now. I think we could put that in like the B, right? Would you say a B?
I would even go C, dude. This is a
Okay,
big list.
I'm with that.
Big
I'm with
list,
that.
and there's a lot that are going to go higher than that.
I won't defend Cocoa Pebbles. I was always as a kid kind of offended too that like I'm like, well, what are the Flintstones doing? Like they're promoting pure goodness in Fruity Pebbles, but then like they share the commercial with
Yeah.
Cocoa Pebbles, and it made me think a little bit less. Like I'm like, I don't know that I can trust your judgment fully if you're
Yeah.
gonna put the same amount of energy into Fruity Pebbles that you do Cocoa Pebbles, dude.
Now, what about the Flintstones push pops, dude?
Oh, amazing. A little
When's
bit
the last time
creamy,
you had one of those?
dude.
They were
20
always
25
creamy. I
years.
never understood it because most
Because
like
they put
fruit.
milk.
I would say most fruit like frozen dessert options are typically like gelato and or just like frozen ice. Like those were always creamy and so good. And I'm glad
So
they
good.
never made a Cocoa Pebbles version.
Oh, it would be terrible, dude.
It might actually be good. All right, so now we'll just go straight through the list. We have some classics here, some seasonal classics. Apple Jacks.
I'd put Apple Jacks A. I'm sorry,
with you on
S.
that one, dude.
We can
S?
put it in A.
I put it in A.
I think A is okay. It was one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah,
growing
me
up.
too, man. Which like
If
I don't know why, because looking back,
it's
on
great.
It,
It's
yeah,
great.
Did they have
I love the
different
box.
variants? Yeah,
I love the aesthetic of the box. It's the same reason I like Surge Cola.
I just remembered Surge Cola. Oh my god, dude. I'm going back to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing for a second. They had wonderful
go.
commercials, more so towards the later '90s. Whenever they made like the little cinnamon toast crunch guy, like with eyes and feet and stuff.
Is he the one with the baker? No, he's the little monster, the little hairy monster. Right?
No, that was maybe Smacks.
Ugh.
Yeah,
All right,
smacks
let's
are
keep
garbage.
going.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
keep going because we got to get to
So,
these ones. I got
Apple
opinions,
Jacks
dude.
is a solid cereal. An A.
Solid cereal. If I'll say this, if Apple Jacks or Lucky Charms or Fruity Pebbles was in my cupboard, I looked forward to going to bed so that I could wake up and eat them.
Okay.
And in the summer, dude, or or when you got older and you were a teenager and you summer break, you'd crush it at like 12:30
a
at
whole
night,
box,
dude.
dude.
Ah,
Yeah.
it'll never
And
be
they
that
get yelled
good
at
again.
in the morning whenever my mom would ask
Yeah.
where the cereal went.
Sorry, it was worth it last night.
All right. What are these? I know
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Never had them.
Had them
That's
once.
That's like an old person cereal. That's like my parents had blueberries.
But I've always been a fan of like
The mascot?
Halloween anything.
Yeah.
So whenever Halloween came around and they had these 3 different flavors, I always wanted them but never got them.
Yeah.
C?
You can put it in C.
It's not trash. There's some
Yeah.
trash coming up for sure. All right. Now, if you look, the next 5 are all the same cereal, but different ways. And the first one on there, Crunch Berries, S tier.
I can't put it S tier.
When this is what Lucky Charms should have done, but they separated out the
No.
junk and then
No,
put
now
the
you just
best
made me
pieces.
mad. No. You know what, dude? All
My
Captain
gums
Crunches.
are
I'm not
completely
saying that
scarred to
Captain
this
Crunch
day.
with berries is like. I don't think it's trash. It's not A tier. I would put it in C tier.
I would go S or A on this one, dude.
If I'm staying over at my friend's house and that's all they have, I'm like, well, cool, but I'm not stoked about it.
Yeah, you'd be like, "Where are the Lucky Charms?" And then my mom
Exactly,
would
dude.
kick your ass out of the
Because that's
house.
currency.
No.
Lucky Charms is currency, my friend.
Well, then we're gonna go B on this one, and I'm upset about it.
I'll give you B.
Okay.
B works.
Now, Captain Crunch Original. Actually,
Trash.
What is this? This is no berries.
Trash.
Yeah, it's still not trash though. It's still edible.
It's trash. It's trash, dude. Look at all of these different cereals. It's trash.
Well, actually, we messed up because Crunch Berries is the crunch and the berries, so that's the OG one. I was thinking
Sure.
that was just berries, but now I see Oops Just Berries is here.
I would leave it in B.
All right, so we're gonna go Oops Berry B.
Sure, I'll let you have that. I've never had that, but
All right, I never had
Can't
this
be that
one,
hard.
but it is. What is it? Sprinkled Donut Crunch.
put trash. Too
Yeah,
much. Too complicated.
Too much. Stick to the
Keep
original.
it simple, dude.
Okay,
Keep those cereals simple.
Peanut Butter Crunch. I've had these.
Never had that.
Oh, do you like peanut butter cereal?
I like peanut butter, so yeah.
These are incredible, dude. Honestly,
I'll let you put that where you want it.
I'm gonna go.
It's almost Valentine's Day.
It's not gonna go high. Thanks, dude. It's not gonna go higher than B, but I'm gonna go B on that one. All right. Cheerios, standard ass Cheerios.
I'm gonna go A, and let me explain to you why.
Oh,
Let me
'cause
explain to
you're
you why.
old? You're an old fart.
No, because you put bananas in those Cheerios, dude.
Oh,
You
hear
cut
me
up
out.
bananas. You put bananas in there, and you
Bananas?
put two heaping spoonfuls of pure cane sugar in that bitch to the point
Those
of
are
where, like,
additives, dude. We're not
at
doing
the bottom,
additives.
why?
Because I could have done an additive to something else.
No, come
Yeah,
on. You don't
I
need
could
to
have
additive.
got Lucky Charms and thrown out the Lucky
You
Charms
don't need to-
and had
you don't need additive.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch and been like, "Oh, this is the best cereal."
No, we gotta have additives, dude. That's part of it, and it
So
makes
it's
it
not
healthy.
on this list, but Cheerios had, I don't know if they still do, but they had a banana flavored Cheerio.
Nah,
So
I
good.
put
So
real
good.
bananas in it, dude. Be a
Yeah.
man. Cut it up. Cut up your own
I mean,
bananas.
I will, but
Or have
we're
your mom
basing
do it
this-
like I did.
The base. We're basing the cereal.
Yeah, I would. For me, it's gonna be an A. And then you get, like, you put so much sugar in it that you swipe the bottom of the bowl with your bite, and you get the granulars
Oh,
of sugar up
I
the top.
definitely did that with cereal, but not with Cheerios.
Put it in A, dude.
Not with Cheerios, dude. All right,
Yeah.
chocolate Cheerios.
Never had them.
I
Too
don't want 'em.
complicated.
I don't want them.
I don't want them.
Frosted Cheerios, never had them. Probably
Never had 'em.
better than the chocolate ones. I'm gonna
Eh.
go with C on that one. Chex. If it's not a Chex mix, I don't care, dude. I'm not eating this with milk.
Putting it in A for me.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I loved Chex when I was a kid for the same reason I like Cheerios, though. I would do the same process: 2 heapfuls of sugar
yeah.
and a banana. And not only that, you can make Chex into. If you're a Texas Grazing dude, around the holidays,
What is
my
that?
Okie side of my family, my grandma from Oklahoma had a recipe for Texas Grazing that my family still to this day makes every year.
That's just
and
Chex
it's like,
mix.
yeah, but it's called Texas Grazing, dude. Before Chex Mix
Yeah,
like
I'm saying-
corporatized it.
Chex mix is S tier, but the cereal with milk.
Yeah, for me it's an A. I can understand. Like if you couldn't afford sugar and bananas when you were a kid, how that wouldn't be a top tier for you. So I'm going to allow you to put it in B. But Chex is quality,
I'm
dude.
going C now just for the sass.
You're
dude.
breaking the rules, dude. You're breaking the rules of the game. There's too many different versions of these. I think we should just trash all the extra versions that aren't the originals,
Well,
unless they're
blueberry
prominent.
does sound. I'm a fan for anything blueberry.
You're such a simpleton, dude.
I'm
Put
not.
your own goddamn.
Oh,
Put your own
You
blueberries,
know, put
dude.
blueberries in there. Cut
Put
up
your
some
own.
bananas.
Put your own blueberries
Fry
in there,
some spam
dude.
and throw it in there. You have.
Oh, there's
Oh.
blueberries. They're real blueberries. They're not just a lab created thing.
They're freeze dried blueberries, like your
No, they're
freeze
not.
dried marshmallows, dude.
Bullshit. No, they're not.
I'm gonna say that sounds incredible, and because of that, it's not going trash. I'll go C for that.
You can't. That's not a. You're making it an uneducated guess.
We should have made a never had list.
I think that should be trash, though.
I think
Thank
should
you.
be trash.
I think you made the right choice.
What about cinnamon?
Nah.
You're just not a cinnamon guy.
I'm not. I'm not. Don't. Yeah.
All right, I didn't know Chips Ahoy made cereal, and it seems like they're just copying
Cookie Crisp. It's Cookie Crisp, dude.
Which I don't see Cookie Crisp. Oh yeah, I do. They changed their logo. All right, Chips Ahoy's going a big 0 for me because they just are
same.
copycats, dude. I love cinnamon. Don't really want a Cinnabon cereal
Nah.
because the frosting is what makes Cinnabon.
And that's not like a reel from our childhood, dude. That's like
No,
later.
Yeah.
Like Cinnabon was like, how do we monetize more cinnamon buns?
How do I just delete? Because our list is gonna get full. Cocoa Puffs.
Trash.
Better than Cocoa Pebbles.
Listen, I won't say trash because it would provide chocolate milk at the end of your
Yeah.
meal, and I love chocolate milk. So I'm willing to put that in like C. I think cocoa it's on par with Cocoa Pebbles.
You think so?
I think so.
I did like that it was more dense than the Cocoa Pebbles because the Cocoa
Yeah.
Pebbles like would be mushy, kind of like the Fruity Pebbles. But this one was more enjoyable, I think, than Cocoa Pebbles. Cookie Crisp, the OG, not this wolf guy. Advertising on point, cereal
B.
on point.
B.
Oh, incredible, dude.
Good stuff.
Now, my grandma always had cornflakes. That's when I would bust out the spoonfuls of sugar, dude.
I'm not a cornflake guy.
I was more of a Frosted Flakes guy.
I was gonna say,
I don't
as
see
we'll
those.
find out, I'm a Frosted Flakes guy.
Are they on here?
So, yeah, they're on there. I'll let you put that where you want it.
It's gonna go. If there's Frosted Flakes, this is going to the trash bin. Because I would never not get the
Smart
Frosted.
move.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Now Pops.
Trash,
Pops
dude.
had their own flavor to them though. Like they weren't like anything.
Yeah, but it
else,
wasn't
dude.
good. It was a bad
It wasn't
flavor.
terrible. It wasn't trash.
Dude. Pops.
I'd be disappointed
gotta
if
have my
someone
Pops.
offered me Pops, but I would still eat them. Compared
Pops
to
is like, if there's a roster of white people food, Pops is towards the top.
it's true.
And all the commercials had these lily white kids that are like, I gotta have my Pops. And I was like, I just never got it. Not for me. I'll let you take this one
I'm going
because
C on that one, dude.
I'll give you C, but
Okay.
it's trash in our hearts.
It's not a first pick. It's not a second pick. It's not a third pick.
Yeah.
But
All right,
if,
that's fair.
if any of these other trash ones were there, I would choose Pops over them.
You know what it's not? An Alp.
Ah. We're sponsored by Alps tonight. They're not aware of it, but
But they will be.
now Count Chocula. I love the branding. Never had it.
Yeah,
I've had
never
the
had it either.
blueberries, but I've never had Count Chocula.
Great commercials as a kid. And
Yeah.
like that's also a brand that's been around since like the 60s.
Yeah.
And so like when I would watch TV Land and shit with my parents,
Yeah.
and back in the day when TV Land first came on the cable package, they would play all the commercials were retro commercials.
This is so
And it was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So I agree. I can't really say one way or other. I would imagine it's probably in the same vein as a Cocoa Puffs or
Yeah.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay, so we'll put that there. Cracklin Oat Brand. No idea, but no thanks.
Is that like shredded wheat?
I don't think so. It looks like they're big circles.
If is shredded wheat on this list? Because shredded wheat, I got thoughts on.
God, I hope you hate them, dude. My mom loved mini wheats.
Dude, my mom would make shredded wheat, not the mini. She'd make the full
big
one
ones?
that you'd have to crack.
Yes,
and then
dude.
she'd cut up peaches and put the peaches in there,
You guys
dude.
did cereal way too fancy, dude.
Dude,
Which
it
is
was
so
like a
funny 'cause
southern thing, dude.
Everything that I make for dinner and stuff, you say it's too fancy. But whenever it
Yeah.
came to your childhood cereal, you guys.
I mean, we're
went
talking
above
about
and beyond.
bananas and peaches. I don't really think it's not like she went and got tartar sauce and put it on the rim or caviar. It's just peaches.
It's what it sounds like to me.
It's just produce, bro.
Was it
Anybody
was it
had
fresh
access.
peaches or was it canned?
No, it was fresh, dude. It was fresh. She did it right. And then you sprinkled sugar in that, dude. It was.
You guys were.
If my mom called me right now, and was like, "Hey, I'm making shredded
fresh.
wheat and peaches," I'm over there, dude. You ever had fried bologna? Side note:
fried bologna sandwiches?
Fried bologna? No. Sure, fried bologna and gravy from a
No,
person that used
dude.
to live in Oklahoma.
No,
it's
what the?
It would blow your mind, dude.
It would not, dude. Because I'm not the biggest gravy guy, and if there's not mustard,
let me tell you
bologna,
the process.
No,
you can put mustard on it. No, you eat it with a pickle and white bread, dude. And you drink
think
milk.
I'm white trash, and then I listen to you speak sometimes, and I'm like, God damn it, dude.
Dude, I used to go to my grandpa's house and eat peanut butter and mayo sandwiches, dude, and it would wreck you how good they were.
I'm sure it'd wreck you.
It would wreck you in multiple ways.
Dude. That sounds disgusting.
Miss you, Grandpa. It sounds disgusting, but it was good. And I don't even like mayo. But that peanut butter, dude, it's like when you eat fish oil, dude, but it's got lemon in it and you can't taste the fish. It's superb. Anyway, dude, hold on. Before we go any further,
the grossest thing I've ever heard.
I gotta next time you're here, I'm gonna have my mom make us fried bologna and gravy, bro.
No,
you fry, dude. Shut up and listen. You fry the bologna in butter.
What do you
fry up all the pieces? You fry up all the pieces, dude, and then you put flour and more butter, and you mix it in with the bologna drippings, dude, and that's how you create your brown gravy. And then you eat it on a slice of white bread. You don't toast it. You eat it straight on a raw piece of white, and then you take a pickle bite after, and then you drink some milk, dude. I'm telling you. I mean, that's probably why the South didn't win the Civil War.
Yeah.
But, dude, it is so good. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure
dude.
that's what started the Civil War, because that's disgusting, dude.
You're a fool for saying that.
You named two of the most disgusting meals I think I could imagine.
This coming from the guy who would, gave his heart and soul to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, to this day, dude. You're telling me you're eating gravy with fried bologna, dude.
Dude, every time. And when I was sick, she would make it, and we'd watch I Love Lucy. Oh,
I know why you were sick,
memories,
dude.
Such good memories.
What is it?
All right, what's next?
What is it?
Munchausen by proxy, dude.
Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just good.
No, your mom's
it's just good. I have taste buds.
No, dude. I'm disgusted by you. Fried bologna sandwiches, by you, however.
How is it different? Because the gravy?
Because the gravy.
You're stupid, dude.
I'm not
stupid,
I
love you, but you're stupid.
No, I love you.
You're being ignorant about this, and you're going to miss out. Next time you come over, I'll make it for you. I can make it.
on your mom's floor. And not even a reactionary, oh man, I'm so sorry. It's gonna
be
like
a symbolic gesture.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna spit before I taste it.
Dude.
Eggo cereal.
Never had it.
Eggo's was really good.
Eggo waffles are the shit, dude.
Eggo waffles are the shit. Cereal is not
I'll let you put that where you want.
I'm gonna go see with it. It's not incredible, but it's good. Okay. Frankenberries. Out of the three, I've had Frankenberries the most, and they are very good.
Never had them.
Come holiday
but
season,
see, I didn't shop. I didn't shop at the Wick store like you did though. So I don't know. I've never had them. I would always just
Albertsons had them. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, but they had them in the bottom. They didn't come in a box. They were in a bag.
Your mom said no because she's like, we can't put mayo and peanut butter on this.
No, she'd make a gravy out of it and be fantastic.
Did you ever have the store-bought version of cereals?
Yeah.
Like the Kroger brand.
They tasted the exact same. Yeah, they tasted the exact same, but in my head, I was like, it's not the same, dude.
Yeah.
I don't see Barney Rubble anywhere on this box.
Yeah, my mom, and they always came in the biggest bags, dude. It was like a 5-pound bag.
Now, as an adult that likes to save money, I can see why you do that.
Oh, totally. My mom bought the big bag of the store version of Fruity Pebbles one summer, and Mikey came and spent the night, and he was rich boy, so they never had anything that wasn't name brand, and he ate the entire bag of that, and it was massive. And then I remember going back to his house, and he started throwing up just the most beautiful purple stream of vomit I've ever seen.
I can see the Technicolor vomit.
I've never seen anyone eat that much cereal, dude. He was obsessed with it. I don't think he's ever touched it to this day. Frankenberries, I would say B. I'm going B. You've never had it, so you can't decide.
Ugh. God, Paramore makes so much more sense, dude.
It's better than Pops.
I don't even know why we put Pops in C, dude. Pops should be trash.
I'll go.
I'm totally
I'll
rethinking
give
that.
here. You give me Crunch or Frankenberries, and then I'll drop Pops.
You're only saying that because the box, because it has Frankenstein on it, which I respect. I do respect the
It's
respect the
berries. It's
mascot
good,
game
dude.
of Frankenberries, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry. I respect it, but
Frankenberries, dude. You go to the store, you get Frankenberries. You go get some Cool Whip. You go to the produce section and you get some
Make a
berries
gravy.
and you put them in the salad spinner and you clean them really well. Yeah.
I'm making you fried bologna and gravy, dude, and you're gonna go, oh shit. I was wrong.
It won't happen.
I'm bummed that all of my family members growing up were from California and didn't know how good this is.
Please tell me you've had French Toast Crunch.
Yeah, of course.
What did you think?
It was all right. It's in the same, to me, it's in the same, all the cinnamons are the same. So to me, it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's whatever the other cinnamon one was. It was good. It wasn't bad. It was good, but
So B?
I'll give it B.
B.
I'll give you B.
Fruit Loops.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Fruit Loops. Loved, dude. This is the first one that I'm gonna, if I'm talking as an adult, I'm putting it in B. As a kid, it was S tier, 100%. But as an adult, it shreds my mouth
Oh yeah.
so hard, dude.
All of these.
And then for 3 days, I'm walking around and with
Mhm.
just the memory of like I can feel the top of the roof of my mouth just in ribbons, dude, hanging down.
That's the thing, is it's not just like cuts. It would shred it to the point where you
Shred
just
it.
had like dangling pieces.
Yes,
Dude, I remember that.
yes, but it was good, dude. I
And you
loved
pull
it.
them? Did you ever pull them off?
No,
Maybe that's why I have scars now.
I never did it. I would put that in A.
All right,
I
I'm with you on that one.
I would
Cheerios
put it
shouldn't be an A, but I'll go with
when I was
Fruity
when I was a kid, it
Fruity-
was S,
Fruity
but
Loops.
I have to like we have to average the law of averages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Frosted Flakes. That's an A for me.
100% S for me.
S. Okay, I'll go S for that. They're
Here's
great.
that was another one that you pop bananas in it, dude, and
Yeah, I could see
it took
that.
an already perfect thing and made it that much better.
They were
and
so
it was healthy.
good, dude. Was it?
So good.
They were sold as being healthy, but they were coated in sugar.
No, when you put bananas,
Frosted.
it made it healthy. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I hate these.
Was it honeycombs?
No, I hate these, dude. I hate the shredded mini wheats.
Yeah,
Frosted
honestly,
mini wheats.
I've had so much shredded wheat. I've never had frosted mini wheats. So
Really?
I can see how that would not be good though.
Well, the frosting was the best part. The mini wheat was the problem.
Okay,
What would you go for this one?
I put that in C.
Okay. Golden crisps. Crisp.
Trash.
Yeah, it's not very good. We're running
that
low,
bear-
dude.
That bear always creeped me out, dude.
He was cool. I like
He's always like, "Yeah, take your shirt off. Let me watch you eat cereal."
He was skeevy. Like you would imagine you would lose things from your pockets whenever he came over.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, did you what happened to your nail clippers?"
Yeah. He was there
What
to
happened?
collect your family's quarters.
Hey, and then he'd gaslight you. He'd be like, "Oh, hey, didn't you have a 5 in your wallet a couple minutes ago?"
Well,
Like,
he's
yeah, I
fanning
did.
himself with your 5.
I did, Honeycrisp Bear. What happened to it?
Dude, I think this list seems longer than what we're allowed to put on there.
It's all right. We could just leave the rest of the trash off.
Okay.
Can you double up? Can you stack them?
We're going to find out. Golden Grams.
Trash.
I was never a fan, dude.
Never a fan.
Okay, yeah, we can double up.
Never a fan of Golden Grams.
Now, I worked in special education for the longest of times, and
Sorry.
Yeah, it was fun. One of my one-on-ones, it was back whenever like the health food craze for autistic kids was like kind of popping.
Sure.
This kid's mom would send him with these and puffins every day, and I have to clean that kid's diapers, and I would serve him this cereal and then also change him and smell the same cereal in his diaper. And I will never try this cereal ever in my life. And it's like a super healthy brand.
Yeah, I'll save you the story because it was sad. But I worked with a kid that was on a feeding tube and he was underweight, so they were trying to fatten him up.
Oh yeah.
And the only thing they would give him is pureed avocado. And to this day,
you did tell me about that.
I can't
Yeah.
eat avocado really.
That's how I feel about this granola or gorilla. I can't read. Gorilla Munch.
I've never even heard of that.
It was some healthy cereal. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Mm-mm.
Not trash, I don't think.
I wouldn't say trash. I would put that in C. Maybe B if you feel strongly about it.
I don't feel strongly about it, but I know that it was like edible.
Okay. Fair.
Didn't we already do honeycomb? I thought we did. Oh no, we
Yeah,
did
trash.
golden graham. Yeah, that's
Trash.
very good. Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm putting that in A. I think it's great.
These are far better than normal Cheerios.
So then I think you would agree that they were A. Again,
I may have gone S if you were down.
I'm not going to fight you on S.
I'm gonna go here.
That's a cereal I could eat today and be fine with. Again, slap some banana in that bitch, and
We're just throwing these things we've never tried and is just gimmicky straight to trash, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What the donuts? Donuts. Healthy cereal.
What is it?
Go Lean Oats.
Trash.
They're no flavor, dude. Kicks.
Trash.
Kicks. I feel like Kicks, Honeycomb,
And Pops.
and Golden Grahams and Pops were all the same.
They are, dude. They're
Kicks
just
was like
knockoffs
the
of
healthier
each other.
version of Pops, right?
Yeah, and they put a corn stalk on it, and we're like, here you go.
Ooh,
This will help your
corn's
diabetes.
great for you.
Hey, you can lose weight on this.
Never had Crave, but they do sound good. Chocolate stuffed cereal.
See again, and this is where I come down. You know, and I am admittedly I'm a fried bologna and gravy kind of a guy, but it's to me that's just seems too overcomplicated. Like, you know, chocolate,
I'm down to try
Sure.
it, dude.
chocolate, sure. You know what I think we should do on the next stream is you and I should both choose from the trash that we've never tried, buy a box and eat it on stream next.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was kind of saying for the
All right.
the Frankenberries and stuff.
Okay.
I would definitely like to try Crave
Okay. You try Crave.
because it has the potential of not being like it's not how I want to start my day by any means. It's just chocolate stuffed cereal, but it does sound good.
We'll do a cereal taste test.
All right, I never knew the difference between Life and Chex.
I don't think they're the same thing, dude.
It's the same like hash.
Did you
shape.
put? Oh, I thought you put checks in trash, and I was going to be pissed. But it's the blueberry checks. You know
Oh,
what?
these are
I don't.
rice Chex. Are they
I
always
don't.
rice?
I can't remember really eating Life.
Life was a cereal you put spoonfuls of sugar on, and the sugar you'd always have the spoon at the end with the wet sugar. But Life cereal was really good at catching that sugar, and it was very good.
So then, where do you put it?
This is the cinnamon one. I've had the cinnamon one, and it was very good. I would go C or B,
Okay, I'll let you put it where you want.
and then we'll just put the normal one down below, just because we already got a Life cereal. I'm gonna go
Sure.
C because it's not. I wouldn't buy that today.
Okay.
No idea what the hell this is, dude. Lucio's.
What is it? What?
Lucio.
That must be some like Mexican cereal that we don't
Yes.
know about.
Yeah, probably fantastic.
Sustios.
La Sucios. Now, I don't know how you feel about Nutter Butter cookies,
Love them.
but that's S tier cookie for me.
S tier cookie for me too.
So as a cereal, probably good, but I haven't had it.
Probably good. Do you ever have Reese's Puffs?
Oh yeah, which they're coming.
Which they're bomb.
They're coming down the list.
You know what? Let's put that in C because we both know what Nutter Butter tastes like and we both agree. So there's no way. All you're doing is adding milk to that equation, which
But
I would do with the Nutter Butter anyway.
But then it also kind of goes with like the niche-y, oh, you like this snack? Now it's a cereal, which is
Yeah,
like
but
the
wouldn't you
Cinnabon
argue-
and Chips Ahoy.
But when you argue, yeah, okay, all right.
Like,
following
I
your
feel
lead
like
on
it's
this one.
disqualified for not being what it is.
Okay,
If it's
I
just
like that.
Nutter Butters with a cup of cereal or a cup of milk, sold.
Yeah, okay,
And it's
All
going to
right.
go the same
like
for
your- I like the passion, dude.
Oreos.
100%.
Okay. Pop Tart, no. Instantly gone. All right. Raisin Bran.
S. I could get down on Raisin. If you had Raisin Bran in front of me right now, I'd eat the whole box. I love Raisin Bran.
I love Raisin Bran,
love it.
but the cereal gets wet, soggy cardboard.
No,
And
that's-
unless you're pouring the cereal on your spoon and eating it, that's whenever it's S tier. 30 seconds in, it goes from S to C.
But
maybe.
see, but my argument's going to be, I feel like Raisin Bran steps its game up the soggier it gets. Because here's why: texture-wise, you're mixing that with the raisins, which never get soggy.
Well, hear
so
me
you
out.
still okay.
The very next one is Raisin Bran Crunch, which you get the same flavor, but you get the denser, crunchy version of the cereal that doesn't get soggy. S
I don't
tier,
think.
I would give to that, but you haven't
Okay,
had
let's put both of them in S tier, because I can see how that would still be good.
it. Okay. Reese's Puffs, S.
Uh, I would say A.
Okay.
Enjoyed them.
So
Kind of
good.
breaking our rule a little bit because it is kind of a gimmick.
No,
but it is from our childhood though.
It's from a child. It was an OG one,
It was.
and
I
they
agree
were
with that.
so good, dude. Someone else had a. Was it just maybe Reese's Puffs that had just? Were they the first peanut butter cereal?
I think so, dude.
They blew my
They were a
mind
big
as
deal
kid.
when they came out, dude.
Yeah. Now this one's hard because as a cereal, not my favorite, but
But as a treat,
as a treat, dude, probably
Yeah,
up there
I
with
love-
Nutter Butters.
I love Rice Krispies.
Sugar on top.
Again, sugar on top, bananas, and you have the added benefit of the snack, crackle, and pop.
I've had it with
Which-
bananas. This is the rare
For
time.
me as a kid, this was S tier.
Okay.
Now, I would be willing to put it in an A tier because I don't think it's as good
No.
as Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, Frosted Flakes, or even Raisin Bran. But I do think that it should stay cemented in A because of the fact that you can turn it into a treat,
Yeah.
and the treats are out of this world good.
And probably one of the top 5 iconic cereal brands ever, right?
And top 5 iconic mascots, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that goes. I'm okay. So I'm gonna do this because it deserves it.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Now I've never had these, but I imagine they're probably better than the OG ones. Is the Cocoa Krispies? I'm not the biggest chocolate cereal guy, but I imagine these are probably really good.
I don't see how they could be. I mean, I would put them in C because I don't see.
Okay.
To me, they're all in the same. They're all knockoffs of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's probably Cocoa Puffs. I think were like first. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
But
these next two are going straight to trash because why? S'mores
Okay.
cereal? No.
okay.
Which maybe it has the Lucky Charms marshmallow shit that you like. But-
I would agree with you.
Sour Patch Kids, I wish we had our
What the
own
hell?
like below trash because no,
Yeah.
by
No.
no means. How?
I don't want
Sour
mil-
grain?
I don't want milk anywhere near a Sour Patch Kid.
No,
dude.
not at all, dude.
I don't want a spoon anywhere near Sour Patch Kids.
Which Sour Patch Kids in general are fantastic.
I don't want Sour Patch Kids anywhere near my breakfast.
Are you a fan? Yeah, but are you a fan of Sour Patch Kids?
When I was a kid, I can't that kind of candy now, dude.
That's
like, nah.
that's a if I'm gonna get a candy at a movie theater,
Yeah.
that's a top contender.
Yeah. For me, it's Swedish Fish.
People
But-
eat those as pre-workout because there's so much sugar in them that you get like so high, like sugar
Yeah.
high from them.
I can see that.
Okay, the next two, Special K. The second one, the fruit and yogurt. As an adult, this is Vincent's top cereal that I will
Well,
buy.
for me, it's a top cereal with the berries, Special K berries.
with the yogurt chunks.
Not the yogurt chunks. I've never
Oh,
had that.
dude,
Mine are just
game
the
changer.
freeze-dried strawberries.
This
But
has
I'm-
that and the yogurt chunks.
Okay. Wherever you want to put
Go
it.
out and get them, dude. Holy crap,
Okay.
they're so good. So good. I'm going S on that one. Just plain without any freeze-dried.
I don't see how it could be any. I don't see how. Yeah, it's like Raisin Bran without the raisins.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much like what's the Frosted Flakes are good. What's the normal flakes that we shat on? Oh, corn flakes. That's the
Yeah.
corn flakes, which goes to trash. All right, mini wheat strawberry.
Trash.
Okay, Tricks.
Tricks again. S tier when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Truly, truly one of my favorites. Probably my number 2.
really
Probably my number 3 after Fruity Pebbles when I was a kid. Shreds your mouth.
shreds it.
Shreds it. So I couldn't put it in S tier today, but I would put it in A.
And it was also a really good dry cereal to just pop
Silly
in your mouth.
rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Tricks
And that's a
yogurt?
true dude. That is Tricks yogurt was so good, dude. I would get down on some Tricks yogurt today.
RFK is going to get rid of Tricks yogurt for sure.
Let's
it might
go
already be
hoard
gone.
it. Let's go hoard it, dude.
Do you ever freeze it?
No.
You never had, because it used to come in like the tubes, right?
So that's basically then the Flintstones ice cream.
Dude, if you can find Trix yogurt in the tubes and throw them in the freezer,
Yeah, nah.
you'd be a fan. We going A or B for Trix?
I feel like we got to put it in S.
Okay,
It's a staple, dude.
I'm in because I
Silly
definitely
rabbit.
liked it as a kid.
You
Oh.
silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Waffle crisp sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that was definitely one from when we were kids. I never was really a
I don't
fan.
remember it.
I wouldn't call them trash. I'd put them in C. I'd put them in the same whatever
As
category we
Eggo?
have Eggo or
Yeah.
French toast.
I've never once in my life had Wheaties, and I know it's like the iconic, like for our parents, like Wheaties.
Oh, dude. Wheaties is
Never
of
had
an
it.
older generation that I
Yeah.
never understood. Like I got the like, oh, if you were on the covers of a Wheaties box, that was a big deal.
Yeah,
I never to this day have never eaten Wheaties.
I don't know anyone
So
that has ever had them around me.
I'm gonna put in trash, dude.
Our parents are gonna be pissed.
All right, man. I
I
feel
feel
like
pretty good with this list, dude.
we got in a fight a couple of times, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it's awkward, but you know what? I think we came to an agreement on a lot more than I think we differed.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
You're wrong on Lucky Charms.
we're
I
gonna
know
get
that for a
put
fact.
Fruity Pebbles is number one,
We can make that number one since we both agreed on that.
and then we're gonna go. We gotta have top 5 cereals.
I'm rethinking, man. I really think I would put Apple Jacks in S tier.
I'm with you on that one. Because if we have Trix, Apple Jacks, I would like more than Trix.
You think Special K really deserves S tier?
We're going Fruit Loops S tier as well.
Sure. Okay.
What'd you say?
Listen, if a box, if I'm hungry late at night and a box of Fruit Loops was in my cupboard, I would take the ribbon flesh on the top of my mouth
I
and
say
eat
we,
it.
I say we drop down Raisin Bran.
Okay,
Both of them.
sure. I would drop down Special K too.
Special K is an S tier adult cereal, dude.
Well, I would say the same about Raisin Bran.
Okay, A then. See, we come together on this.
We do. We come together. I think we really put together a good list here. I think everybody would agree with us. Can I give an honorable mention?
You can. What are we missing on this list?
Quaker Oats instant oatmeal. The fruit
Oatmeal's
flavored
different
ones.
though.
It's still a breakfast cereal.
No, it's different.
It's still the same.
I
You're
don't
wrong.
think so. I don't think so.
You're
dude.
wrong, dude.
No.
Well, how is it different? What makes it different? Because there's no milk? You could put milk in it. A lot of people do. I don't because I'm civilized.
I just feel like it's different. It's a warm cereal.
That's why it's an honorable mention. I'm not saying it should be on the
Okay.
list.
I'm glad it's
I'm
not.
saying in terms of I'm saying in terms of a cereal or a breakfast. I do have a box of that in my cupboard right
Do
now,
you?
so I'm also a little.
I don't
biased.
know how good for you granola is, but I do enjoy. Wait, is it granola?
I think
Yeah.
granola. I think granola in and of itself is good for you. I don't think
Is it?
granola and sugar is good for you, but
Have you ever had like the peaches and cream granola?
No.
Or oatmeal rather?
yeah, it's the shit.
Oh, it's so
Banana, blueberry,
Oh,
and
yeah.
strawberry are
Oh,
also.
yeah. You ever cut
fantastic.
up bananas and put them in there?
No, I haven't.
Dude, Starbucks
I bet
actually
it'd be
has
good.
a oatmeal where they put brown sugar and blueberries. And for a while, that was my go-to breakfast. It was so good, dude.
That'd be-
Very good.
But I think
Cool.
we did. I think we did a good job here, man. I think I don't know if we want to do a taste test. Maybe we can decide off camera what we want to do on that. But so
hold on,
set up
wait,
for next week.
Sorry, I'm in. I think you should pick a cereal that I have to try, and I pick a cereal you have to try. And I'm
Okay,
in for whatever you choose, dude.
I think you should go Pops.
That's gonna be your choice for something that you love, and you want me. Like I'm trying
No,
to say, we have
no,
to
no, no.
persuade
I think-
each other. You just
No,
want
I
to
don't think we
poison
should.
each other.
I think we should. I think we should go trash because
Okay.
it should be something that either we
Okay.
don't know or we don't like.
So I'll go Pops. You know what you're gonna get?
Yeah,
What are you gonna get?
Kicks.
Sour Patch Kids.
If I can find it, I'll get it.
Lucio's.
If I can find it, I'll get it. I'll find either one. And then I think we should hold off the Pokemon cards for
I
next
think
week.
so too. Yeah.
I'm gonna see Captain America tomorrow with Sarah for Valentine's Day. We're
Very cool.
gonna go. We just watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we got one episode left.
Nice.
So I'll come back with a review of that.
yeah.
But this is fun, man. These lists are always great, and you know,
Yeah,
if you're watching
it's
this,
silly, dude.
If you disagree with us, let us know. If you agree with us, let us know. If you think Lucky Charms are the bomb, let Vince know. And if you have more lists you want us to go through, let us know. We'll do it.
I would really like some other ideas. I think the cereal one was a good one.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
cool.
I'm gonna go have a bowl of Lucky Charms, and we'll see you next week.
All right, man. Have a good one.